Hello, I'm China Haynes, and welcome to This Week in Barbados. So what exactly are we doing this week? Well, we're going to take you along with us to have a look at some historical landmarks. No, not the iconic South Coast behind me. This is the Atlantic Ocean, and we are at South Point in Atlantic Shores in Christchurch, Barbados. We're going to take you along to see some landmarks that are truly amazing and captivating and true relics of our past, like this.
For centuries, lighthouses have stood as silent guardians, guiding sailors through darkness, storms, and uncertainty. Prior to modern navigation methods, the waters surrounding the island were treacherous, and vessels which came ashore, as well as those using the island's waters as a thoroughfare, were at constant risk. These included slave ships such as the King George, which ran aground off Oistins in 1791, with 369 kidnapped Africans on board. 281 perished, while 87 captives, all of whom were women, swam ashore. In Barbados, these iconic structures are more than just navigational tools. They are symbols of history, resilience, and coastal heritage. Perched on the southernmost tip of the island is the oldest lighthouse in Barbados. It was brought here in 1852, 1 year after being shown at London's Great Exhibition. Built in the mid-19th century, it stands at 89 feet. The classic red and white cast iron structure was shipped all the way from England and reassembled on the island. This is the iconic lighthouse depicted on one side of Barbados's 5-cent coin since 1973. Unlike traditional stone lighthouses, South Point's iron frame made it both durable and unique in the Caribbean. Today, it no longer guides ships, but it still draws visitors seeking breathtaking ocean views and a connection to the past. We're now off to the east of the island, to a lighthouse with a picturesque view of the Atlantic. We're now approaching Ragged Point. Built in the 19th century, East Point Lighthouse is a quiet sentinel situated at Ragged Point in St. Philip on a bluff above the Atlantic. Also known as Ragged Point Lighthouse, it is the tallest at 97 feet and has been in existence since 1875. This white stone conical tower, with its black lantern and white gallery, is still operational. It delivers one white flash every 15 seconds. Ragged Point was critical because it provided added protection and signaling between the lighthouses at South Point and Needham's Point. Its lighting differed from the others, and in doing so allowed ship captains to know where they were along the coast with relation to Needham's Point and South Point. In addition, wrecks continue to occur between the 2 points, and the records indicate that vessels were being intentionally wrecked at Ragged Point for insurance purposes. This light ruled out an oft-used excuse given for wrecks which occurred. For example, Ragged Point on the 8th of March 1872, the agricultural reporter reported that a beacon is required as much for the sake of taking away the excuse for wrecks as for actually preventing them. Just outside of Bridgetown sits Needham's Point Lighthouse, constructed in 1855 and replaced in 1886. It was erected in order to prevent vital cargo from being lost due to shipwreck on reefs, rocks, and shoals in the shallow waters off Needham's Point on the outskirts of Bridgetown. Given its close proximity to Needham's Fort, Carlisle Bay, the city of Bridgetown, and the military important garrison area, it was critical that thereby clear and fluid movement of ships, cargo, and military personnel at this location. Hundreds of vessels ran aground at Carlisle Bay and Needham's Point during tropical hurricanes. This light encouraged vessels to stay well clear to prevent them from being dashed against the barely submerged rocks. Unlike the others, it had a stationary rather than rotating beacon. This octagonal lighthouse was constructed at the southern end of Carlisle Bay and is the shortest of the 4 lighthouses, standing at 43 feet. Its characteristic flash came at an 8-second interval. Due to the stationary nature of the lights, the lighthouse lens was half red and half green to allow sailors to know whether they were on the port or starboard side of Carlisle Bay. As the sun prepares to set, we arrive at Harrison Point Lighthouse in the north. There were discussions about erecting a light there from as early as 1875. Although Harrison's reefs were not as treacherous as Cobbler's reefs in St. Philip, accidents did occur there. Following the war, the merchants brought this matter to legislature numerous times. Funds were eventually allocated, it was constructed, and officially opened on the 1st of April, 1926. Its major purpose was to warn ships traversing the island's northern and western coasts of the dangerous Harrison's Reef. The concrete block structure has a cylindrical shape and a height of 85 feet. It provides 2 white flashes every 15 seconds. Across Barbados, these historic sites have found new life, from sightseeing and photography to quiet reflection by the sea. Lighthouses offer experiences that go beyond their original purpose. They are places where the past meets the present, where you can stand at the edge of the island and imagine the journeys of those who came before. These lighthouses may no longer shine for ships, but they continue to illuminate the story of Barbados.